So we're here at the top of Mount Tabor. This is the place where Jesus was transfigured in front of his three closest disciples, Peter, James, and John. It's the moment when Elijah and Moses suddenly appear, and these three disciples are terrified. They fall on their faces in fear, and yet God again, the Father, speaks from heaven and tells them that he's pleased with Jesus and that they should listen to him. When they look up, Jesus is gone, and they walk back down the mountain at the end of this incredible encounter. It's hard to get your head around what all of it is about. One of the things that strikes me, though, is how Peter, James, and John do get now and again these very special moments with Jesus. The healing of Jairus' daughter, they're the only ones who are allowed into the room to see Jesus raise this child from the dead. Right near the end of Jesus' life, it's in Gethsemane that Jesus asks Peter, James, and John to join with him in this incredible moment of anguish before he's going to be arrested. And then maybe even just weeks, months earlier, the moment of transfiguration, the moment where Jesus is transfigured into his glorified state, a taste of what new resurrection life will be like. Dare I say it, maybe Jesus had favorites. Not in a sense that he loved his disciples in different levels of love or loves us any differently. No, God loves us all the same. But Jesus knew that if he was going to make the biggest possible impact of disciple making, then you do that with the smallest number of people. And so he had the 12 who he had handpicked to change the world. But even within the 12, he drew out 3 men that he was going to pour his life to, and that they would be part of these special encounters with Jesus. When you go to the early chapters of Acts, it's Peter, James, and John who become the pioneers, the forefathers of the early church. It reminds us that if we're going to make a big impact in the lives of other people, then we need to commit to really invest in maybe just a handful, maybe 1, 2, or 3 people that we can pour our lives into, draw alongside, do life with, just like Jesus did with Peter, James, and John. So who knows what this incredible encounter meant to Peter, James, and John? One thing we do know is that in one of the letters that Peter writes right at the end of the New Testament, he reflects upon this incredible moment when he saw the glory of the Lord. I pray for all of us that we have incredible moments with God, supernatural, out of this world, extraordinary moments when we touch heaven in a way that maybe we don't usually. But I pray that those moments won't just be locked up between God and us, that they will inspire us to reach out to other people and change the world, to see God's kingdom come and will be done, just like Peter, James, and John were committed to off the back of those kind of encounters.